So, so. Okay, maybe I should just. Oh, okay. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Good evening, everyone. I don't know which of the part of the country you guys are watching from. Yeah, this is Andrew Osazi, aka Osazi. I'm one of the musicians in the famous, Afrobeat band all across Africa, Femi Kuti and the Positive Force. So, and I'm so glad to be on a live show with my brother, Kole Hash, all the way from Canada. It's a great pleasure to hang up with you. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I'll come again. I didn't get that. Okay. Oh, Sage. Sage is a former band member of Femi Kuti and the Positive Force band. Sage is a producer, a songwriter. Sage is that homeboy, cool-headed boy. Sage is just a friend to everybody. Sage is just another kind of, how would I even put it? Uh, there are a lot about me though, but I can't really summarize in just few. I'm just that cool-headed person who love meeting people, you know, yeah. Uh, I started my music career way back in the 80s. Started my music career, let's say, around 1985. And I didn't take it professionally then. I was just still like taking it like an hobby, not really serious about it. So in my teenage year, so I just something just dawned on me like, okay, this is really looking seriously. So I just like, okay, let me just go into it full time. And then I went to study hard, study music, and acquire some more knowledge in it. And then I took it professionally. I say something around, let's say 92, 93. I'm already a professional musician, working with great musicians across the globe back then. Yeah. Yeah, I work with Mayata Fambola. She's Liberian, based here in the US. Work with Papalati. I work with uh, Soulman and the Godfather Band from France. I work with Ebony Band. I work with Obesere. Yeah, I work with Ja Blessing and the Bongo Man. I work with Righteous Man. Just to mention a few. Then I work with Femi Kuti. Yeah. Oh wow. Actually, I was in this big band when I got to meet with one of the bouncers that works with Femi back then. His name is Malo Cobra. I met Mal. Yeah, I met Malo at there's this friendly match with Super Ego and blah blah in Benin, and then Malo was working with Supporters Club, I guess. So they have their camp in the hotel where I used to perform every weekend, and I was about going on stage, and then no, before we go on stage, we have to do our sound check. And the Super Eagles team, they're already around the corner trying to see what is going on because we entertain them a lot. And then somehow um, there's this Suya hot spot in the center of where we perform. It's like it's called gazebo. And then I feel like, oh, I need to drop something before I go on stage. I can't just go on stage with empty stomach. I remember I had a little bit of Gary with the Suya guy because it's my guy, and I told him to like, okay, make some Suya for me. Let me quickly eat something before I go on stage. Unknowing to me that Malu Cobra and his crew, they were all hanging out there watching me, and they feel like, wow, they would have preferred eating their own suya because they got a suya from that same guy. They would have preferred drinking eating their suya with the gari like I am. And they were speaking Yoruba. I'm like, oh, Ross, I know your face. I saw your face somewhere. I said, where did I know him from? I said, I was in MIC Carnival some years back. Femi came to the MIC Carnival and you were just behind them trying to, chase away the crowd and all that shit. And I'm like, oh, that's true. Now it's a small world. I said, yeah. I said, you're great, man. We saw your performance just now, man. You're so hot. I said, wow, Ross. Now here we come also. So like, I would really like to introduce you to Femi Kuti. And I'll smile. I don't know it to be in Femi Kuti's band. I've been a very big fan of Femi in the 80s because, I said I started my music career way back in the 80s. So I get to know Femi Kuti when he released his first album, Search Yourself. Then I'm like, wow, this is a good offer. Someone I admire, and they are offering me an opportunity to work with him. This is good. Maybe I should just give it a try. You understand? And then I feel like, okay, let me just give it a try. But I'm not really interested that much. Then somehow, Malo was like, please make sure you come back to Lagos. Let me introduce you formally to Femi Kuti, and that is it. I'm like, okay, let's see what goes. Let's see how it goes. I can't really keep all that as a promise that I'm going to show my face at the shrine. Somehow, I threw down that offer. I didn't put it like something serious. So yeah, like, I think I now find myself in Lagos. I just come around the shrine. I was looking at the shrine, looking at Mama K. I was like, oh, Mama K was, being that, very aggressive in her behavior, yelling at some ladies. I don't know who are those ladies. Maybe they are waiters and all that stuff. Like, wow. I said, this is shrine, man. Don't mess around here. They're going to beat the shit out of you. So I was like, okay, whatever, man. So I left. So to cut the long story short, there's this show that was organized by Albitonia, Legend Extra Stouts. And they had all the best musicians of that time on that show. A-list musicians then. They have Obesere, they have Lagbaja, they have Remedy, they have, what's it called again? Lots of them, and Femi Kuti. And then my friend introduced, no, my friend was given an opportunity to produce Obesere. And he told me to, you know, just go with him to the studio. I was like, okay, no problem. And I will meet you at the studio. And when I got to the studio, unfortunately, he never shows up. And Obesere and his band member were like, oh, dude, where is this guy? He's not coming. I said, I don't know. He told me I should meet him here. And then they were like, well, they can't be waiting for him, for goodness sake. Oh, okay, what can I do for them? Can I take his spots till when he comes so that they don't have to waste their time, because they are already on their go, they paid for the studio session and they don't want to lose their money, So they just told me I should just play the bass guitar for them. I should produce them till this guy shows up. Okay. Rasky was the one that recommended me, actually, because Rasky was a friend to Obesere. Rasky like, oh, you can do it. We don't need to wait for this guy. Just take the job for now. When he comes, take over from there. So Obesere not like, loved what I did and was like, oh, this is cool. I don't need that guy. I need you to just take his spot. I said, no, he's my friend. He's my brother. I can't do that. They said, no, no, no. They don't want to see his face here because he has disappointed them, So then I started working with Obesere, and then this show comes up, Legends Extra Stouts, Albitonia, and then we were right there at the show, and then I saw Femi Kuti. I'm like, oh, this is Femi, the son of a legend himself. His face is looking so beautiful, so clean, so handsome. So I didn't know that this guy gets some kind of scum for him. I was so much loving him, like I admire everything about him. And I was not even thinking of working with him then. Still, while I was busy doing the job I came for, I did a sound check, I did everything. And then, after the sound check, you guys have to go backstage and chill, understand? Till when the show is going to start, Then I was just moving around, it's the beach party now. So, moving around, then I just ran into Malo Cobra. The moment Malo saw me, he remembered my name. He said, Andrew, wow, this is your face again. Really? Wow. Yes, he is an amazing guy. He was so happy to see me again. And then he decided to keep the whatever we had in the past going again. It was like, dude, I'm giving you a shot again. Would you at least honor this invitation for once? I need you to join the Femi Kuti band today. I said, that would be a little bit hard though, because I have to work. I'm already on a contract with Obesere now. We had to do some, little stuff in the studio. From there, we go on tour. They have London and some other countries to go. And then I said, I'm not really sure if I could decide right on the spot that I want to be on this moving train. And I said, okay, let's see how it goes. He just grabbed me by my hand. All that I'm saying is just, he doesn't want to listen to that. He grabbed me by my hands and dragged me straight to Obeki. And I saw Obeki, and it was like, he knows who Malo Cobra is. He wouldn't say no to whatever Malo says to him. So Malo said he wants to be a member of Femi Kuti's band. Obeki, take care of this. And Obeki told me, okay, dude, you have to come to our areas, come to the shrine for auditioning at so day. So that was how I just decided to, okay, let me see what is happening at the shrine at this time. So I went there as a bass player. I didn't go to Femi's band. I didn't join Femi's band as a guitarist. I went to Femi's band as a bass player. So when I got to Femi's band, Femi's shrine, And they told me to come straight up to the stage, and Becky started. Becky started giving me some kind of hints about the song, about their repertoires. Have I listened to any of those songs before? Have I done any material on that before? I said, yeah, of course. I'm very flexible. If you teach me anything right on the spot, I'm gonna just go along with it. He said, okay, let's see what you got. So then I did some, musician thing now. And then he gave me some other patterns. I did all that shit. And then he was like, oh yeah, you're good to go. Then Femi came up, the window from the top there. He just slide it and was like, okay, let me hear you. And then he now looked at me closely and I like, no, no, no. He's playing bass. He said yes. He said no, I don't want a bass player. I want a guitarist. And I'm like, I'm a guitarist also. Before that I'm playing the bass doesn't mean I'm not a guitarist. You're both guitars. And I was like, yeah, so you play guitar? So yeah. Then now they said they should give, no. I mixed it up. I came there as a guitarist, sorry. I play the guitar so well, like play the, so you know, say he doesn't need guitarist, that he wants a bass player. Yeah, yeah. So I now like, okay, I play the bass. Then I said they should give the bass to me. Then I now play the bass good, and I'm like, good, you're good to go. That was how I was invited to be a member of Femi Kuti and the Positive Force Band. Can you please, can you be quiet a little because...
Can you also just be, I'm not doing
sorry,
anything. Sorry, I'm not doing anything. I'm trying to fix
let me change location then. Don't worry. I'm gonna go somewhere quiet now. Just give me, yeah, just give, I'm coming. Just give me a sec, please.
Oh, and that chart is actually mine. That is mine. I have more.
Yeah, Malo was just there all the way. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. Life was very, very, very fair with me back then. I wouldn't say otherwise. It's a great experience for me actually, because being on a big band like that, comes with a great responsibility. You understand? It comes with a great responsibility. Yeah. So I learned a lot from there. I learned to be patient. I learned to just suck it in and don't be too aggressive about things. That shrine is a world on its own. It's another world. Let me just put it that way. And it's a very, very good thing that I passed. It's a very, very good thing that I passed through that shrine, because I learned a lot from there. Yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it must have been good. Accordingly, I can't say otherwise, like mentioned, because okay, the reason for my leaving that band is something I really don't want to talk about for now, based on the fact that okay. The problem is just that let me just be straight with you. You know, I've been in the band for 17 years. You know, you can imagine someone who was born around 2002 till date is already an adult and must have had a lot of experience also. Femi Kuti was just, I don't know how to describe him much though. He was just a kind of person who doesn't listen when it matters the most. It's like he's always listening to maybe someone who he thinks gave the first maybe report. He doesn't give room for, you know, listening to the other party. Once there's an issue on ground and is yes, many times we've had issues like misunderstanding, sometimes a little bit of arguments, and then you try to like express your feelings, and then sometimes you don't want to listen to your complaints, so then you feel like, oh, they just put you aside and they don't care about how you felt, and then you move on. You don't want to hold grudges against nobody because it's a band. You have to keep doing what is, most important. Like, when it comes to the show must go on. You can't keep grudges while doing your show. You can't be having this grumpy face and making your fans look like what is happening here. So you have to keep acting. We are just like a puppet sometimes, and we just do what the puppeteer wants us to do. And then I noticed that Femi just don't like to listen to some, not just me actually, to some people also. And then when the whole thing is not, when the whole thing now gets to the point where it gets too messy, as then you now realize that he ought to have listened to this other party before he makes his judgment and all that kind of stuff. That's the case I found myself actually, because I've been, how do I put it? There's a lot about this story anyway. There's a lot from the beginning. I was not in that spotlight before. I've been like second hand put aside and not, they don't really care. Based on the